Well, I'm going to start with a very simple statement, and it's not going to be new to anybody in this room, but our environments, the places where we live, are extremely, extremely important factors to creating healthy communities and healthy individuals. The question that we're going to be addressing today is, what do you do if you are a member of a community where the environment where you live is spiraling out of control, rendering you almost powerless to create those lifestyle choices that we all know keep us healthy? Enter Detroit, the place that I live and call home and love. Detroit has been suffering from decades of population loss and disinvestment, and as a result, our city is now nearly 1/3 vacant. That is 40 square miles of vacant land that has an extremely destabilizing force on neighborhoods, and results in a dwindling tax base, which affects city services like police and EMT services, also affects public transportation, making it often unsafe and unreliable, and affects the kind of consumer opportunities that we have. There are very few retail and grocery stores within the city of Detroit, and on average, Detroiters are traveling much further for goods and services, including fruits and vegetables, than our suburban counterparts. When we arrive at those places, we're often met with fewer choices, and we're paying more money. It's not a good situation. So Detroiters, like Detroiters do, have come up with many actually great ideas about how to take back the power in these environments, but one that I'll be talking to you today about is the thing that I love to do best of all, which is grow food and grow food together. So for the last 10 years, I've been working with a number of community-based organizations. The organization I'm with, again, is Keep Growing Detroit. Keep Growing Detroit works with hundreds of residents, neighborhood associations, church groups, civic associations, schools, you name it, to promote growing food in the city. And food is grown in the city in a number of ways. We really start wherever people are, backyard gardens, community gardens, school gardens, market gardens, but the key here in Detroit is that people grow food together. We don't really practice what a lot of communities call allotment plot gardening, where you have your 20 feet and you have your 20 feet, and you don't really garden in the same space. Much of the gardening and farming that we do in the city of Detroit is together. So our job, principally, is to talk to residents and figure out what barriers exist for people to grow food in their community together. And one of the barriers that exists is access to things like seeds and transplants and compost and gardening resources. And our organization, with many, many others, tries to address not only access to those resources, but address building the capacity of our city to provide those resources for ourselves year after year after year. So we grow transplants. This year we'll grow 250,000 organic transplants. We grow seed, we pack seed. We'll be distributing 70,000 packs of seeds to growers in the next couple of weeks. And we make compost, tools, and other gardening resources like trellis and row cover and things you've never heard of available at the neighborhood level and regional resource centers. We also are really very mindful about the way that we approach getting these resources out to the community, making them very, very accessible, and essentially hosting events that are very celebratory. They're big parties, and they inspire people to get to know one another, to build relationships, and to show each other dignity. In Detroit, our consumer interactions are often filled with indignities. You're going into a store and you're met a lot of times with a plate glass window and someone who doesn't even say hello or exchange any words to you when you frequent their enterprise. Through the course of a season, distribute more than 50 varieties of seeds and plants. How many people in this room know how to grow 10 varieties of fruits and vegetables? Very few. But visit Detroit. We'll show you how to really expand your repertoire. Detroiters are growing, on the average, more than 50 varieties of fruits and vegetables, from ground cherries to peppers to raspberries and other brambles. And to support people's success with the vast variety of plants, we offer a number of workshops. But these workshops are really geared towards advanced, sustainable agricultural skills. And so most Detroiters who are practicing urban gardening and farming are very, very skilled, oftentimes growing early in the spring, late in the fall, and producing quite a bit of food. And then finally, and most importantly, one of the keys to our success is that we promote a ton of opportunities for growers to network. Again, the powerful message isn't just growing food in a city to transform our environments, it's growing food together in a city to transform our environments. And we do this by bringing people together both at citywide levels. We have a big summer fest, we have potlucks together, we have planning meetings where we make decisions about the next year's crops, but also neighborhood-based events. And so we'll host multiple shared work days, we'll host opportunities for people to get together and make decisions about resources that are available on a regional level. But these coming together, these opportunities to come together, really, they not only promote what we call social capital, but collective efficacy. When people make decisions together about how they're going to lay out a bed in a community garden, or, handle a problem that they're having with theft from, their watermelon beds. That ability to make decisions together transcends the garden and moves into other parts of the environment, like how are they going to address a crime spree, or get a political candidate into office. So, is this successful? You tell me. In 2003, there were 80 total gardens networked in our city. And then in 2012, we had 1,416 gardens in every single neighborhood in the city of Detroit, with over 20,000 Detroiters engaged, growing over 200 tons, so a lot of food for Detroit's neighborhoods, 90% of which went for family and household consumption, and about 10% of which went to our cooperative called Grown in Detroit. Grown in Detroit is made up of anywhere between 60 and 80 growers who made a decision to start selling together about 6 years ago to farmers markets and now to restaurants. And in 2012, these growers grossed $80,000 and provided this essential service of access to fruits and vegetables into Detroit neighborhoods. This success, the success of all of our gardens, the success of people coming together and transforming their environment, the success of our cooperative has really inspired us to think about where growing food together could actually take us as a community. And so the mission of Keep Growing Detroit is actually to promote a food sovereign city. And we define food sovereignty by Detroiters growing the majority, or 51% or more, of the fruits and vegetables that they consume within the city limits. So grown for Detroiters by Detroiters. And we think that we're going to get there within the next few decades. And the progress that we've made, not only all of the fruits and vegetables that we're enjoying these days, all of the dinners that we're having, neighbors that we're meeting, are not only encouraging us that we could be successful in growing a market for food and expanding the market opportunities and jobs and the prospect of work with purpose around food in the city, it's really maybe an indicator to residents that in addition to food, we might even be able to take care of the clothes that we wear and provide the housing that we need. And all of a sudden, we have a community that not only is very resilient, Detroit is a very resilient community, but that looks within for power and starts to create and demand an environment that fosters health across neighborhoods and in Detroit households. Thanks.